Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amal Haris bin Muhammad Talidi. My matrix number is S55235. So I'm going to talk about introduction uh, about pipeline. So pipeline petroleum transportation is the fastest, convenience and safest. Its energy per unit cost is lowest when compared to other transportation. Normally, an underground petroleum pipeline will be laid at approximately 1.5 meter depth from soil surface and parallel to railway or high voltage transmission line. Pipeline system mean all part of those physical facilities through which gas or oil move in transportation, including but not limited to pipes, valve, and other appurtenances attached to pipe such as compressor unit, metering station, or other related facilities. Pipeline have been a wide use mode of transportation for petroleum product and their derivative for the last 40 years. The annual transportation costs in the petroleum industry usually surpass billions of dollars. Evidently, pipeline system play an important role in industry. Although the initial capital investment required to set up this transportation system is high, the operating costs are very low compared to other transportation modes such as rail and highway. Even so, the final price of the product depend on its transportation cost, making the optimization of the transportation process a problem of extreme relevance. Consequently, the related scheduling activity for product distribution using pipeline system have been a focus for at least 30 years. The simple pipeline has one source, one destination, and one type of product to be delivered. The pipeline used in the transportation of crude oil from coastal port to inland refineries. At the next level of complexity, the pipeline could multiple destination, and a more realistic pipeline would go handle multi-petroleum product, treat the refineries such as kerosene, naphtha, and gas oil. A pipeline system that consists of pipeline fitting, pumps, boost station, intermediate pumping station placed along the pipeline to house pumps, or storage facilities connect to the pipe intake and outlet structure, flow meter and other sensor automatic control equipment including computer and a communication system that use microwave, cable and satellite. Booster stations are needed only for long pipelines that require more than one pumping station. The distance between booster stations for large pipeline is on the order of 50 miles. Special pipeline that transport cryogenic fluid such as liquefied natural gas and liquid carbon dioxide must have refrigeration system to keep the fluid in the pipes below critical temperature. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Lang Guan Shen. I would like to present about the preparation of cargo space in oil tanker. Petroleum, which has been regarded as liquid but and it's normally carried by the oil tanker vessel. Improper preparation of cargo space may cause the heavy damage on the cargo. Hence, there are certain ways to prepare the cargo space after loading or unloading the oil product to ensure the safety. So, one of the way cargo preparation is tank cleaning. Tank cleaning is a process eliminating the hydrocarbon vapors, liquids, or residues from cargo tanks on board a tanker. There are several different operations of washing tank, and preparation depends on the amount and the type of cargo that need to be cleaned. The next cargo will be row, the number of the tank that need to be washed, and also time considerations, and also the requirement by the SOLAS and the MAPO. This can allow them to conduct the tank cleaning smoothly. Before conducting the tank cleaning, the shipmaster should identify some of the details for tank cleaning planning purpose. For example, type of each stage, the tank to be washed, the lines to be flushed, and the location at the sea of the tank cleaning. Work and less hours rotation of key personnel including the pumpman and the deck crew. Hence, after done planning, the tank cleaning may be proceed. Tank cleaning procedure may include pre-wash, rinse, drain, and drying off. Pre-wash is very important during the washing process because it can remove thick layers of residual cargoes on the compartment walls and the tank bottom, and it comes down after unloading for easier removal of the remains before they start to stiffen. After using chemical or seawater during pre-wash, it is required to rinse tank and the entire bright lights as well as the other elements within the system with the fresh water. Subsequently, the compressor air on the ship will dry off the entire system. After we have done the tank cleaning, inerting, purging, and gas filling will be involved in the next step. Inerting is the process of reducing the oxygen level in the tank. It inerts gas into a tank with the objective of attaining in that conditions. Before inert gas for a tank, it is ensured that less than 8% of the oxygen inside a tank. Purging will be conducted after a tank has been inserted gas for further reducing oxygen content. In reducing the existing carbon gas content to over flammability. After that is gas filling. Gas filling is a process of breathing normal atmosphere condition inside the tank wherein oxygen level is 21%. It happens when inerting and purging has been done. At this moment, the fresh air is introduced to the tank, typically fixed or portable gas filling fan air or water driven is used and secure. The tank should ensure whether the tank inside content is safe. For example, it could be poisonous gas if the previous cargo contains hydrogen sulfide or rather toxic contaminants. The chief officer shall ensure the cargo tanks maintain the non-flammable conditions at all times. That's my part. I will present until here. Thank you.
So I'm going to talk about my part, which is I choose documentation. Documentation are required when a ship is transporting goods and services. This document is required to show what their cargo, what their goods and service we're going to transport. It is to make sure the customer cargoes arrives at the time. The document have 5 types that we all need to know, which is bill heading, packing list, commercial invoice, certificate of origin, and also letter of credit. So the first one is about bill heading. Under bill heading is required document issued by carrier to a shipper of goods when received on board. It is evidence that a valid contract of carriage or a chartering contract exists, and it may incorporate the full terms of the contract between the shipper and the carrier. The second one is about packing list. The packing list is important document in shipping merchandise via ocean freight. This includes weight, volume, and a value of not only the overall cargo but also each individual box. The third one is commercial invoice. Commercial invoice is a record or evidence of a transaction between the exporter and importer. And the fourth one is certificate of origin. Certificate of origin is a document attesting that goods in a particular export shipment are wholly obtained or produced or manufactured in a particular country. And the last one is a commercial letter of credit. Letter of credit is a document issued mostly by a financial institution used primarily in trade finance, which usually provides an irrevocable payment undertaking. These 5 types of document we need to loading and unloading the cargo, which is in our assignment. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Shahizwan bin Sarawi. Now, I'm going to present about the cargo care focused on petroleum. There is always a risk to the ship's crew and the sea environment because the oil tankers carry large amounts of extremely flammable material. In this case, to ensure a less risky and incident-free operation, the ship's management must take all essential precautions and safety measures. There are a few key considerations that will aid in making the cargo handling operation of oil tankers exceedingly safe and efficient. For example, during the cargo operations, the operator needs to ensure that all openings to the loading space are closed to prevent cargo vapor from entering. Because of the extreme humidity and temperature conditions, the ship's crew will undoubtedly be comfortable while taking this step. Besides that, checking the high pressure alarm before beginning the loading procedure, check the cargo tank's high pressure alert. Lastly, check cargo hose and flank connections. All handling cargo hose and flank coupling must be fully inspected before use.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Musakim Abdulkar. My trade number is 56206. I will explain about loading operation stage. Modern oil tanker may be acquired with the most advanced loading system, combining a bow loading system and the ship part of the submerged turret loading system. Before loading operation happen, it is important to know the maximum loading rate of the tanker to avoid undue stress on the pipeline system. First, for loading operation stage, which is line up the vents line. Before the loading operation began, the inlet to the specific tank shall be respect and confirm at the desired position. Lock control to set lock for cargo tank. The inlet valve shall be with the chief officer. Second, the deck wash and personnel arrangement. The deck wash must be in the cargo area throughout the cargo oil loading operation. The wash deck should confirm that there are no leak before starting operation on the pipe connection. During operation, the deck wash should monitor every change in the level of cargo loaded into the tanker. Uh, upon, reach, upon reaching the desired full loading rate and confirmation report has been received for all stations at deck, supervisor hours, the chief officer may dismiss the off-duty crew and return to the scheduled routine wash. Third, which is leakage monitoring system. Unloaded tank should be monitored to ensure that no oil flow into the tank other than the loading tank. During loading operation, observe the oil loading pressure at all time and monitor the part where the oil tank to leak. Exercise vibration on the piping system must be attended to it immediately. The ship maximum flow rate and maximum ventilation capacity must be installed in the cargo control room. This provides standard detail for homogeneous loading, group by group, and tank loading. Such information based on calculation, cargo rate, theoretical rate, and setting loading rate will assist the master in determine how quickly a ship can safely load at particular cargo at a particular facility. Number 4, topping off. Before starting the topping off operation, arrange significant staff for the operation as the number of tank remaining decrease with the progress of the topping off operation. Lower the loading rate downwards to have enough time to overcome the final top loading. Check item when topping off according to the tanker loading checklist to record the result. After that, follow the topping off operation procedure. Okay, topping off operation. Uh, First, care must be taken not to operate the tank valve control by mistake, and if possible, a system of marking that valve to remain closed should be arranged. After that, confirm with the manufacturer for preventing the possible of the hydraulically operated cargo valve to creep the control switch shall be left in the closed position. Third, a warning notice to be posted in the cargo control room of all tanker that has a natural position on the valve remote control switch to the effect that the valve is kept in closed position. Number 5, completing offloading. Once cargo operation have ceased, the mass riser or other ventilation system is used should be closed to reduce the loss of light and to the atmosphere. But the tank pressure should be carefully monitored to ensure the system is not overly stressed. All manifold drain valves shall be operated under the chief officer. Duty deck officer must be stationed at the manifold and ensure proper valves are opened before confirming to the chief officer. All cargo on the deck cargo line shall be lowered by gravity into a designated tank.
Now, let's go to the Porter's 5-force analysis for all transportations. Firstly, the buyer power. When competing for operating license, all corporations compete with one another. Only the biggest operators in Malaysia, such as Petronas, Shell, and ExxonMobil, are expected to survive because they can absorb risk better and have lower relative operating costs. The effect is felt at the top of the supply chains where largest means stronger purchasing power. Secondly, the supplier power. Manufacturing and service firms with additionally value in the forms of engineering are suppliers, which in this case is Petronas. The common feeder that connect the supply chain network together is expertise, with the assumptions that safety and continuous operations are never jeopardized. Taking control of the supply chains comes at a cost for operations operator like Petronas. Thirdly, the product and technology development. These terms refer to transnational oil firms that supply the world with mostly oil and gas products, as well as other forms of energy production such as BP, British Petroleum, which has wide power interests. Its words emphasize to the magnitude and scope of these investments are fairly limited. And fourthly, the new market entrance. The threat of potential market entrance is next considered because oil and gas firms need access to reserve and production streams while prospecting for new reserve. Pipeline inspection business with economies of scale are almost probably favored by corporations like Petronas itself. The entry criteria are substantial as most oil exploration attempts do not yield valuable dispose. Lastly, competitive rivalry. Finally, by focusing on intra-industry dynamics, how this influence affect competitive competitions inside the industry is investigated. Fixed cost, competitive strategy, and distributive are the three dimensions that will be evaluated. It's critical to specify the comparison boundaries when it comes to competitive strategies. Thank you.
Okay, for conclusion, modern oil tanker may be inquired with the most advanced loading system, combining a bow loading system and ship part of the submerged turret loading system. Before loading operation happen, it is important to know the maximum loading rate of the tanker to avoid over pressurization and undue to stress on the pipeline system. Such information based on the calculation cargo, loading rate, theoretical rate, and setting loading rate will assist the master in determine how quickly a ship can safely load a particular cargo at a particular facility, taking into account the system design and the ship parameter involved. Thank you.